Hello and welcome everybody to the first devlog for Darkest Day Brightest Night. My name is Jody Kenny, I am the lead developer behind DDBN and I am CEO of GC Universe, the indie company handling this project. So, game has been worked on for a couple of months, hence this first devlog. But what is Darkest Day Brightest Night? It is heavily story focused, story based rather, focuses heavily on combat. It's made combat made very flexible through its various unique implemented game mechanics. It will be very flexible in the way that it allows many different playstyles. If you want to relax, you can take it much slower and defeat your opponents one by one. It will actually allow you to do so. It will reduce the risk, but also lengthen your gameplay. On the other hand, if you've mastered its movement systems and various things that you will have to take into account when fighting your opponents, you will be able to clear your enemies much quicker. So, what is the basic premise? You are a researcher in the world's eye, a different realm that holds all of mankind's untapped potential. Progressive potentials manifest themselves as shades, human-like astral bodies that show no exaggerated emotions. They do show emotions, but they are much milder. And they are governed by 6 earthlings that are made kinda immortal. There are some specifics around that, and they are the guardians of this realm. On the other hand, regressive potential manifests as corruption, a virus-like substance that seeks out to basically infect all the shades and cause chaos. Corruption is being gathered within the iris of the world's eye. That will be made more clear using a map of how this world looks like. And it is basically a big pool of black goo. Game is a prequel to the main storyline and is placed 1500 years in the past. Given the unique circumstances of this world, it is a sort of Atlantis, having progressed much farther than the actual Earth. And since it happens around the end of the fall of the Roman Empire, when the world's mostly in chaos, corruption is at an all-time high and is no longer being able to be contained. So you are a researcher tasked with researching a way to handle excessive corruption during the rest of the infinite amount of years that this realm will exist. And you are quite late with finding a solution. Corruption apocalypse breaks out. You are safe within your research station, but around you the world slowly but surely falls into chaos. A couple months pass, you finally find a solution, but you gotta bring it to the Guardians, which are fighting on the front line. And with you being deep within corrupted lands, you will have to fight your way out, reach the Guardians, give them the solution. It's basic premise. As you can tell, it will be a very difficult game. It will be very challenging. People might compare it to a Dark Souls-like game, but it is vastly different in the sense that it will be more punishing when you make mistakes, but given its flexibility, it will allow you to play it way more relaxed if need to be. If you struggle with its difficulty and die a lot, the game will become easier at the expense of a more slowed gameplay. The game will take much longer to complete. But on the other hand, if you are extremely good at it and manage to take extreme risks and succeed, you will play through the game much quicker. It's a high risk, high reward type style of gameplay that will progress the fastest. So, development so far. I have created most of the framework, got a working physics engine, finally, had to recode that like 5 times. Got a working player character, everything movement wise is as good as done, but it still requires more fleshing out. Basically, the foundation for the game is done, now I just gotta build the house as it may. Flesh it out, add different enemy styles, add different level designs, and well, that's most of the stuff that needs to be done. As for the unique game mechanics, well, it will mostly focus upon your death. It will allow for 2 vastly different characters to play with. It's a unique mechanic that will be made clear to the player in your first boss fight. I'll explain that in a different dev video, but it will give you various options to deal with your opponents at the cost of a much higher risk as well. Like I said, you will have a lot of creative freedom in how to defeat each one of your enemies, each one of the bosses. You will have large areas to fight in, much different, vastly different areas. Terrain itself will be able to be abused in defeating those opponents, and it will create this experience for a player that they truly feel free in. It's an open world simulation, because the world is actually not open world, it's a 2D game. You're confined to the X and Y axis within your limited room. Anyway, game itself. So the main campaign is where the focus lies. You will play with a certain character, you will have to fight certain bosses, and you need to reach a certain ending. How you do that is up to you, but that's where the main focus lies. And this campaign will be single player, strictly. More characters will be added, either through DLCs or a few more within the base games, and each of these characters will have their own unique, completely unique campaign, and their own unique bosses to fight. However, next to the campaign, after the campaign has been completed, the team will work on a multiplayer co-op version that features an endless run mode. It will generate randomized levels and allows you to use any of the characters you have to play through it and fight various bosses that you could otherwise not fight together with your friends. It will feature RPG-like elements to give a sense of progression and make the game progressively harder for you to progress in. And these RPG-like features will not be featured in the base campaign. Need to make that very clear. Base campaign will be a story-focused game. Okay, more on the combat itself. Will not be stamina based, not be ammo based. You will have resources later on that will be consumed more if you decide to play far safer. But the combat will be mostly based upon timing and strategic positioning. Your opponents have randomized attacks that have high probability of occurring depending on the situation, and they will have ways to deal with both melee and ranged fighting styles. So you will have to time your shots as it may. Missed timing will lead to larger points of damage, and if you are playing slowly and carefully, that means only one opponent gets to stuff it up your bum. If you were fighting a crew of opponents in a fast tiled, hopping from wall to wall like gameplay, well, prepare for a very, very painful end. You do not want that, trust me. Dying through death within this game will be severely punished. Will not reveal why, what exactly, but trust me, you want to stay alive at all costs. Anyway, Devlog will be made around probably every month. When development ramps up and we're nearing the first beta stages, I will release a devlog every week. But I have to take into account the amount of content I can actually show you. Because, well, let's just say, a dev build this early on does not have much to show. It contains a menu, can be navigated with buttons, can actually change keybinds already. Menu system works, but looks like shite. Your player character is literally just a rectangle of various colors indicating its various stages, various movement to make sure that everything works, of course. Different areas, but not that many. Like I said, need content to be fleshed out. I need an actual artist as well. Do not have one at the moment, but I need someone to work on design, so I will have to find a person to do that as well, but that can wait. First off is creating more opponents to fight and more attack variations for them to use. So that's been the first devlog. If you are curious about how this project will turn on, you could subscribe. All of the devlogs will be released onto this channel. Later on they might be streamed, and then in that case they will be streamed over on my Twitch channel, but that will be announced way in advance in the devlogs that are to come. So, hope you had a great day. If you have any questions that I can respond at the current time, certain game features will not be disclosed yet, but otherwise just post them in the comments. Make sure to check them out. Weekly at least. I am quite busy, so might always get to it. But anyway, hope you had a great day. Hope you will have a great day, depending on your time zone, and goodbye.